Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, I'm playing for you. Series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. If nothing else, I really like the name of this particular item. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means that I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. That is not the case with this particular item, though. I actually picked this one up a few days ago, and it's been in my fridge, and I finally today was just like, all right, let's just get to it. Let's just do it. I want to say I think I got it from Jewel, which is a line of like Illinois-specific supermarkets, and I've reviewed plenty of stuff that I've grabbed from there over the years. Always a nice thing to, not only support a local establishment, but then on top of that, it's just, kind of a childhood location for me. A family always went to Jewel. But, yeah, I always like to peruse around and see what's available. And I saw this and I was like, by name alone, I have to review that. So what is it? What are we doing here, folks? Well, it's from a company called Boom! Rowdy Mermaid. Come on. This is apparently the Good Mood Soda, and this is their cola flavor. I guess it's an alternative soda, I guess. It's apparently joyful and rejuvenating. It has ashwagandha. Yes, 200 milligrams of that. I hope I like it because, yes. Happy twist on flavors you love. Sustainable sourced ingredients. 5 grams of sugar, 25 calories. It is caffeine-free. Caffeine-free makes me a little bit sad. Not everybody likes caffeine. I like caffeine, so. But all right, feel the good mood. I'm sure. So let's get a thing for the thing. I don't know. It's gonna be the best way. Kind of like that, maybe. Just kind of like this. Ha 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 ha! Sure, man. Cola, Good Mood Soda. How much sugar do you have in you? Do you have sugar in you? 5 grams of sugar plus 5 grams of added sugar. So, smells like a cola. Let's give it a go. Well, that tasted like a cola for a very short period of time. And then, boy, oh boy, did it take a weird turn. All right. I don't hate it, but it's weird. There's got to be stevia in this. Let's see, organic cane sugar, carrot juice. Well, yeah, organic stevia. Knew it. I've been doing these enough that I can taste the stevia. Yeah, okay. So it's kind of a quasi-healthy kind of cola. I have no fucking idea what ashwagandha is. That's a new one on me. But I can kind of see what they're doing with this. So I've reviewed plenty of alternative colas and sodas, through doing the show. I'm always really interested to see kind of where they take it and what they do with it. It's a mixed bag, to be fair. But typically speaking, I at least appreciate the effort. And I do like that they just try stuff, And this is definitely something that they've tried and something that is new to my personal experience. I kind of like it, though. I like the way that it drinks. It has almost like a creamy, almost like a cream soda kind of feel to it. But it doesn't taste thin. I hate it when a soda tastes thin, And to be fair, some sodas work okay in that setting, like lemon lime sodas are okay sort of in that setting. But this, it's got some oomph to it, some texture. I like that. Only thing is, so it does have something of a cola taste. But cola is not immediately where I kind of go with it. If anything, it probably has closer to like a diet cola taste than just like a normal cola. And I think a lot of that comes down to the stevia, because like at the end of the day, like it's all fine and good to go over there and, use that to help sweeten it. And to be fair, it is like it's literally the last ingredient. So that seemingly is the one that they use the least of, but it is still there. There's just no denying it. Stevia has a very specific flavor that's just, it's different than sugar. But it has a lot of interesting flavors, though. I will say that. There's not only is it's just interesting, but like it has some complexity to it. It's not just one blunt flavor. There's a little bit of a journey that you take with it. I kind of like it. It doesn't have like any weird aftertaste or anything like that. It definitely finishes with kind of an interesting taste, but nothing that is particularly detrimental to the whole experience. Yeah, okay. See, I almost want to say it kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Diet Dr. Pepper. I think is probably the closest that my taste buds are sort of equating it to, even more so than like a Diet Coke, because the Diet Coke or Diet Cola of most kinds, you still have that punchy cola flavor to some extent. There is some cola flavor, but I do find it to be more mitigated, and it ends up feeling similar to a cola instead of directly like a cola. So, thinking more of those sort of old style sodas, Dr. Pepper, Coke, and what have you. But then, because it is using like sugar alternatives, yeah, it's something along the lines of like a Diet Dr. Pepper. That's what I'm going to go with. But, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Maybe on occasion, and sure-ish. For me personally, I am not opposed to the idea of alternative sodas. I think that, especially as we go by, we get better and better at working this stuff out. I'm all for it. If we can go over there and come up with colas and sodas and stuff that taste really good, but at the same time, or maybe, let me emphasize maybe, because I'm not a fucking doctor or food scientist or anything, maybe a little bit healthier for us, then okay, I'm not against it. I will say this, though, this would not replace a cola for me, I would not buy this in place of a Coke or a Pepsi or an RC. This is something I would buy if I specifically wanted this. Now, that said, maybe on occasion. I'm not going to go over there and sign my name off to it, but maybe on occasion. It's one of those things where if I happen to be out at the store and I happen to see it on the, the shelf, maybe on occasion. I don't think it would be anything of a go-to for me because, I like some of the flavors. I like that it's interesting and, that they're doing some really cool stuff with it. But at the end of the day, like, it does run into the problem that a lot of these alternative sodas do, which is that it just doesn't taste quite as good as, the real deal. It has certain elements to it. It's not a bad experience, but when the best I can say about what you presented me with is that it tastes like a Diet Dr. Pepper, I mean, I'll drink a Diet Dr. Pepper, but I'd much prefer a normal Dr. Pepper. So, if I'm recommending it, though, if you run into it, I mean, you know what? For the name alone, it's a Rowdy Mermaid. Come on. If you run into it, I think it's at least worth trying. But the thing is, it's why are you trying it? Are you trying it because you want to go down the alternative soda path? Because if you're doing that, then absolutely, because I think this is a pretty good option. I've had of the alternative sodas I've had some that I've preferred. I've had a lot, though, that I found to be much more disagreeable. So, like, this one I would still say is one of the better ones I've had. So if that's what you're looking for, if you're just like me, where you just want to try shit, feel free. But if you fall more in the camp of, just someone who just casually sees it and, maybe you're curious, I mean, nothing wrong with trying it, but just be aware of what you're getting into. That's kind of what I'm here for. 5 things before we get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go with yourselves a truly Rowdy Mermaid-tastic rest of your life. Because, I mean, come on, it's a Rowdy Mermaid. That's just a fun time. It's like Coyote Ugly, but, it's like under the sea, and it's a whole thing. We'll make a movie. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there, whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, have you tried alternative sodas? If so, what are your personal opinions on them? I mean, they're not even that, it's become more of a thing, but like, they've been around in some capacity or another for quite a long time. The idea of a more, somewhat healthier soda is certainly an appealing option in a lot of ways, but like with anything, it's making sure that you go over there and get it down right and getting something that, people are willing to get behind. So I'd be interested to hear what your personal experiences are with them. But anyway,